Hi, Dr. Komal. Finally,
Yeah.
it is so lovely to have you here on a Sunday afternoon. Also, wish you a
Thank
very
you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
So you're enjoying your winters?
Yeah, yeah. But unfortunately, last 2 days in Mumbai, the weather has been very weird. So I have caught up with slight bad throat. Some apologies for that. How's everything going there? How's the winter? How's winter treating you?
Winter is quite harsh since last 2, 3 days. We are facing
Okay.
all cold weather, extremely cold. You can watch. I'm wearing layers.
No, that's fortunately that's not the case in Mumbai. But yeah, we do still have thoda
All right.
cold weather here.
I
Okay.
think we are already late. Yeah, let's proceed.
Yeah. But I would still like to give your introduction again because you were not there and I would love to have it. So, guys, she is Dr. Komal Jerath. She is one of the most recognized consultant dermat based in the region of Amritsar. She's also the first female cosmetic dermatologist in Amritsar, and add to her credibility, she is a pioneer in advanced concepts of clinical cosmetology in her region. Dr. Komal, welcome you once again in this live session.
Thank you.
Today,
Thank you so much.
we will be discussing about winters, how skin, especially skincare in winters. Like we know we have a very dull, patchy skincare. So we have lots of questions for you. And viewers, if you have any questions for Dr. Komal regarding moisturizers, please put it down. We will be addressing it after the live is over. So my first question to you is, Dr. Komal, how does winter affect our skin?
Okay, Mahi, first of all, thank you. Thanks. Let me thank all of them who've joined me on this Sunday. And Sunday is a very special day, actually, and no one wants to spare a time for listening to all lectures and all. But still, we'll try our best to convey whatever best we can in such a short time.
Right,
So, your question to me is that how the winters affect our skin.
right,
So
yes.
basically, I would first like to tell all of you about how our skin is formed and how the structure is and how about its dynamics. So most of you must be knowing that we have layers of skin. One is the epidermis and the other one is the dermis, which is the deeper layer.
Correct.
And the dynamics are that our blood, which circulates through our body, supplies the deeper layers of dermis and gives us all the nutrition. And you can compare the skin structure with a wall which has bricks on it, and the bricks are like joined together with the help of a cementing material. And
Correct.
that cement is the natural moisturizing factors which our skin already has. So that God has gifted us with the natural moisturizers which hold the water in our skin. So we have lots of water in the skin. Then how does the winter affect our skin? So that was your question.
Right.
So once we know how our structure is, that means we have already got the water inside our skin. Now how to retain it? So the harsh cold weather, how it affects our skin is that when the cold wind blows, we are already switching on the room heaters and the humidity level is already low,
Right.
and the atmosphere around us becomes very dry and low on humidity. So we tend to lose more water from our skin. The water holding capacity goes down. And now, how can we protect ourselves from our skin? I think I will answer in your further questions. But this is how the skin is affected in winters, that it's not able to hold the water which is already there in our skin just because of the harsh weather outside. So that is the answer to your question.
So to follow up to that question only, so then what are the products that we should add in our winter skincare regime then?
All right. See, as I told you, the skin structure is just like a brick wall.
Right.
Now we need to hold the moisture which already we have inside our skin, so that it is called the trans-epidermal water loss. We can protect that trans-epidermal water loss by using certain moisturizers and cream formulations, which can give proper nutrition to our skin.
Hmm.
Like there are many cream formulations which are similar to the moisturizing factors which we have in our skin. Like, we divide these moisturizers into various categories. Just for a layman, I will just explain, because this is not a medical session. Like, I'm not teaching medical students. So
Right.
just overall, you can say that these are divided into humectants and occlusives.
Okay.
So humectants are like materials which give and hold moisture inside your skin. The
Okay.
cells, in between the cells, it holds the moisture. And
Hmm.
the occlusives are those moisturizers which form a layer over those humectants, over that moisturization which we've given, so that the entire moisture gets trapped in. But there is a limit to all the moisturizers. They cannot trap that moisture throughout the day or for more than 24 hours. There is no such moisturizer till date which can hold that. The companies definitely claim that it will hold the moisture for 24 hours, but it all depends how is your skin, how much moisture content you have in your skin, what are your environmental conditions outside, like in which weather you are staying, and how much sun exposure is there. It will all depend. So the dryness of the skin will not only depend upon the external factors, but your lifestyle also.
Okay.
So that's how we should see what all should be there in the moisturizer.
So now that we're talking about moisturizer, so now, is applying moisturizer every day, is it a myth or a fact? Like, can you elaborate on that, please?
Uh, See, moisturizer is like a skin food. If
Okay.
we are eating one day and we are not applying the moisture, not eating food the next day or the day after, that means we are doing fasting for the next 3 days.
Correct.
So how does our body have an impact when we are not eating food? So it's the same. If you're not applying a moisturizer on skin, we are not giving the skin food. So that means if we do not apply a moisturizer every day, that means our skin is under a fasting condition for the next subsequent days also. So we need to definitely moisturize our skin every day, just like we are eating food and doing other things.
That is a really nice analogy, connection, which makes sense.
Thank
So,
you.
what kind of ingredient should we look into a moisturizer?
Okay. So the second question which you asked me was on humectants, was on the contents of the moisturizer. I did not name the contents
Hmm.
because I divided it into two categories: a humectant and an occlusive. Humectant, which holds the water; occlusive, which traps the water.
Okay.
So we should be looking for certain ingredients. See, nowadays you don't have to use your brain much while selecting a. Just a second.
No problem.
I'll manage with one. Okay. So once we are going to the market to select how we should be choosing moisturizer, these days everything is added in a single moisturizer. They add all the humectants, occlusives, everything, emollients. The only precaution which you have to take is that if your skin is acne prone, you do not take a very thick moisturizer which have loads of shea butters, almond butters, oils, sunflower oil. You should be avoiding those. But
Okay.
if you have a dry skin, then you need not worry about all this. You can use it comfortably, whether it is a lotion form or a cream form. But still, since you asked about this, I will definitely name a few. Humectants, if you see the category of humectants, you can look for, because these days everybody is aware and everybody is purchasing online products. So most of the people are aware of the name of the ingredients. So one is the hyaluronic acid, the niacinamide, oats you can see. Then there is urea, dimethicone. These are all categories of humectants. You might not be remembering all these names because obviously
Right.
these are certain ingredients which only your doctor must be knowing.
Right.
And the occlusives, when you see, there are all types of butters, shea butters, almond butters, and beeswax, and anything which will not let the skin water go out, which is called the transepidermal water loss. So the best idea is to go to a dermatologist, get your product recommended. In winters and then in summers, again, you should change, and because the doesn't remain the same in
Right.
both the weathers, where you have extremes of weather. But in a place like Mumbai, where more or less the weather remains the same,
Yeah.
then you need not worry much about the cold winds and dry heat and nothing like that. It's more or less the same. So your products do not need to be much changed. But in areas where we stay, definitely there should be a change.
Okay. Right. That was a lot of ingredients. But again, like you said, going to a dermat and getting the best product is the best thing that one can do. So the second, like the next question that I have for you
Just a
is
second.
yeah.
Just a second. Since I sipped a little water, I just want to tell the viewers that water is very important actually, to give you internal hydration of your skin.
Right.
Because normally we have a tendency to consume less water during winters.
Hmm.
And that is one major reason why the skin goes dry.
Right.
And but taking more than the required water is not going to help the skin in any way. Not any system actually. People take lots of water and then still they say that we are having problems and
Right.
stuff because they are not protecting themselves from the external insults, the environmental insults. So that's
So
how it
then,
goes.
now that we're talking about water, just one question that I have, like, and I think it would help viewers also. What is the ideal quantity of water then one should consume for
See,
your
for all, yeah,
individuals?
I'm not just talking about the skin.
Hmm.
See, for normal, regular functioning of the entire body,
Hmm.
we need to take at least 2 liters of water. That's the minimum.
Okay.
But if somebody feels more thirsty, they can take. There is no harm in taking excess water.
Hmm.
But definitely, unless and until you have some renal pathology or renal conditions, I mean, kidney dysfunction or something like that. But then definitely for skin, excess of water is not going to benefit you much. So if you have some skin issues, if you have atopic dermatitis or any skin, atopic dermatitis is a condition where you have an eczema like excessive dryness of skin and itchy skin, then there will be, it starts usually in the childhood. Then there are red flakes and so many other problems which the child faces. And if the parents keep on thinking that, okay, let me give my child excess of water, maybe the dryness will go,
Hmm.
because there is a different pathology to it. The skin microbiome is all challenged. Your skin barrier is all challenged in atopic dermatitis. So excessive water is not going to help such a child. So there are other things which we need to take care of when a child has atopy. It's
Oh,
atopy, ATOPY, atopy.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question that I have for you is it good to go for a skin exfoliation during winters and why?
First of all, let me explain to others what exfoliation means and how our skin is and why should we be doing exfoliation.
Right.
See, normally our skin, it multiplies and then it is shed off, just like in a snake. You must have heard कि वो उसकी skin newer आती रहती है. So in us also, we keep
Yeah.
getting a new skin and then it keeps on shedding.
Right.
And the normal cycle is around 28 days. Skin shed,
Normal cycle
28 days is
that
a skin cycle,
get
yeah,
new.
in which we get, yeah, new skin. And the upper layer, which is called the stratum corneum, that keeps on shedding off and then we get newer, fresher cells. But in some individuals, because of maybe some internal issues or some age related issues, or maybe as you are exposed to so much of environmental challenges like overexposure of sun, so many things can damage your skin. So in that case, your skin cycle that is hampered, and then you need to exfoliate your skin to have a fresher looking skin. Supposing you went to a holiday and you developed a lot of tan, tan means you have exposed yourself to sun to an extent your skin produced so much of melanin.
Right.
And if you go by the nature's law, that, okay, we are not doing anything, it will go on its own. It doesn't actually. Then is the time when we need to exfoliate. In certain individuals, the skin is producing so much of oil, their pores get clogged, and their skin doesn't look that appealing. In that case, an exfoliation is required. But to a younger individual who has a dry skin or a sensitive skin, exfoliation is not a good idea. Exfoliation is basically removal of the upper layers of skin and getting a fresher skin to look more healthy and look more rejuvenated and look more youthful. But in dry weather, like in
Hmm.
ours over here, exfoliation is not a very good idea. When your skin is already being exposed to so much of harsh cold winds, and you are further irritating the skin by using exfoliators. But for those who actually feel that there is a need for exfoliation, there is no redness, no dryness, no itching, the skin feels healthy, normal, and they have to attend some event, then exfoliation can be done fortnightly or once a month. But use of harsh scrubs, granular scrubs with larger particles, that's not a good idea. So chemical exfoliants like alpha, beta hydroxy acids, these days even vitamin C scrubs are now available, but with a very few companies
Yeah.
that can be done maybe once a month or fortnightly. But in summers, it can be used more often.
Okay. So now if somebody has a dry and a very itchy and patchy skin, so what type of moisturizer would be the best for them?
Okay. See, dry, itchy skin means that there is less of water content in it, and all the water is being lost from the skin more than others are facing the problem. So in these cases, we need to use more of occlusives,
Hmm.
which trap the water inside, like a thicker formulation. Thicker formulation will have more of occlusive content in it. That means all kind of butters or kind of oils, fatty acids, ceramides, so many things will be there. So these type of molecules will be better for a dry, itchy skin because they will most of the time have a compromised skin barrier. When we say compromised skin barrier, that means the natural moisturizing factors inside their skin are very, very low as compared to a normal skin. So they need to use thicker moisturizers.
Okay. So what is the best time to apply the moisturizer?
Anytime, eh, as often as you feel your skin is dry, you can, there's no time for it, you can use it. Obviously when you're sleeping, you will not get up in the night and start applying a moisturizer.
Right, right.
During the day, as often as you feel, you can use it. That's not an issue.
So during morning, like, when you apply a moisturizer, it does sometimes make your skin look oily. So
Yeah.
how do you about that situation?
Okay, do you have an oily skin or a dry skin?
Me,
Yeah, why
I
not?
have an oily skin.
Okay. When you apply a moisturizer, do you feel your skin looks oily?
Not oily, but after some time, I do kind of feel that, yeah, thoda, the oil after applying the sunscreen is what I feel. Like little bit during the winters.
Okay. Uh, See, people who have oily skin will face the kind of problem you are
Hmm.
telling. So, for them, see, sunscreen is a must. Since this webinar is not on a
Yeah,
sunscreen, I will not talk much about it.
right.
But since you said the people who have oily skin, when they apply something, it looks oily. So, you cannot do without a sunscreen. Anybody cannot do without a sunscreen if they really want to protect their skin. So
Correct.
there are certain sunscreens which have inbuilt moisturizers in them. They can use those sunscreens, so they need not use an additional moisturizer.
Right.
But in case people who are on certain treatments of acne treatments, they are applying ointments, some which definitely give dryness. Most of them are on night creams, night ointments to just shrink away that acne eruption. They definitely have very dry skin in the morning. So we give additional moisturizers to our patients who have oily skin, and they are mostly in the lotion form, and they are non-comedogenic. and you'll get lots of them in a pharmacy shop, on which will be written oil control moisturizer, because there is a difference. Now let me explain, since you also have an oily skin, so it will be beneficial for you.
Thank
Oh, see, oil is a different thing which our skin throws. Moisture is a different thing. So as I explained, so our structure is like a
you.
wall. So
Yeah.
in this wall, there is those cement, which is a moisturizer, and then we have oil glands. Those are called the sebaceous gland, which are also throwing away the oil. Now, if you are on medicines, on drugs, on topical applications, which are taking control of your oil so that you don't get an acne, obviously your skin will tend to throw more oil if you keep it more dry.
Yeah. Right.
Because the skin is a very good judge. Your body is a very good judge of your own problems. So if you if you just keep on wiping off the oil and not giving any moisture, the skin is definitely going to throw more oil. So I tell all my acne patients, oily skin patients, please do apply a light moisturizer followed by a sunscreen. Again, an oil control sunscreens are also available so that your skin doesn't look that shiny, and to give a matte finish. And there are gel-based formulations also.
Okay, that was really great for you to help me also in this. So what is the difference between a night moisturizer and a day moisturizer, and why do we need both of them?
See, there are difference between a night moisturizer and a day moisturizer. During day, we do not prefer using moisturizers which have alpha, beta hydroxy acids, because they give you sun sensitivity. But the night, since at night time we are not exposed to sun and the skin is under a reparative process, it's always better to use repair cream like moisturizers with all these ingredients like lactic acid, glycolic acid, salicylic acid at night time. And these are very good formulations with all these contents are available in the night formulations. So that's how you can differentiate between these two, the day. So to simplify, you can use a light moisturizer during the day, a thicker moisturizer during the night. During the day, after the moisturizer, you can use your sunscreen to protect it further from the sun damage. So that's how you can take care of your skin.
So basically we should be having like two moisturizers. One is different during the day and one which is different that we apply during the night. Because
yes, you can. See, normally at a younger age, when like when you are in your teens, a single moisturizer would do. But as you age, you need a cell renewal process faster, and a kind of a micro exfoliation, not that harsh exfoliation which we were talking about. We need a cell renewal cream to be used every night. So that is in the form of a moisturizer, because all these cell renewal creams, they have vehicles like propylene glycol, which delivers these molecules in a better fashion to the skin. So as it's all the type of skin you have. It's not a must that a night cream and a day cream, separate ones, should be used. Will all depend upon your skin type, and and dermatologists will be of great help for this.
Right. So one of the other problems that we face is, dry and chappy lips. So what is the ideal, lip balm to combat such situation there?
Again, I will explain the lip structure first.
Right.
So that people should know, because otherwise, these days people think that the doctor has prescribed a separate eye cream. So there is a logic behind it. A separate lip moisturizer. Why can't we use a same moisturizer on all the areas? See, we are not using the same moisturizer on our body. We are not using it on our elbows. So different. Since I am into aesthetic dermatology since quite a bit of time now. Earlier, when I wasn't aware, I was also giving, people used to say, okay, coconut oil laga le, ye kar le, wo in your initial stages. But as you grow up and as the pharma industry is growing up, we think about each and every ingredient, whichever is there in that cream. And then we prescribe it to our patients. So see, lip doesn't have those thicker 16 layers as we have in the face. A
Okay.
lip has very few
Hmm.
layers, and that's why it looks pink, because the blood vessels, they're all visible from that layer. So you need to protect it more often with the moisturizer. There are different lip moisturizers these days available. Most of them have beeswax, and those are again occlusives to trap the water. Beeswax is there, then shea butter is there, and nowadays an inbuilt sunscreen is also there.
Hmm.
And again, when you are buying a lip moisturizer, you should make sure that it should again be a non-comedogenic one,
Yeah.
because sometimes people tend to have those acneiform eruptions
Yeah.
around the lip margin also.
Correct.
So and you have to use it more often because if it gets dry, there will be flaky, and then people tend to peel off those, and then it starts bleeding, and then
Right.
they tend to lick it with their saliva
Hmm.
to make
Hmm.
it moist. That further aggravates the problem. So these kind of things really ruin your lips. And I
Okay.
think lips is the major this component of the skin which beautifies your skin. And if it is all shriveled, wrinkled, and with no dew on it,
Don't do.
your overall facial features and
Yeah.
all,
No.
I
No.
mean, they, yeah, they don't look as beautiful as with the beautiful
Yeah.
lips. So
Yeah.
I focus most of my patients on the lip area, that they should use a lip moisturizer before sleeping also, and before using their lipsticks
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
they should use a lip moisturizer. The components I have already told you, that
Right.
most of them are with beeswax, shea butter, and sunscreens, those added SPF in it. So
Okay. Lovely.
that is on it.
So my last question to you would be, Dr. Komal, is what is your winter skincare routine? Like, how do you keep your skin so fresh in spite of living in a region like Amritsar, which does have extreme cold winters? So how do you do
All
that?
right.
Please describe your skincare routine to us.
See, my skincare regime is not going to work on others. It's
Right.
not the same, because I am most of the time indoors at my clinic,
Hmm.
and because whatever I tell people are normally they follow someone, that okay, she's doing this, so let's do this. But it's not a rule of thumb for everyone. The same thing would not apply.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to say that I am consistent with whatever I do. The
Okay.
consistency is the key. I am giving skin food every day. Not I don't
Ah,
fast either. Neither do I fast with my food, nor do I fast with my skin.
okay.
So I make it a habit to apply my moisturizer, sunscreen, and a night cream. I'm very particular about it,
Particular.
and a lip moisturizer as well.
Like that. Right.
So I think consistency is the major thing. Whatever suits you, whatever your doctor has prescribed you.
Hmm.
If the doctor tells you to visit her during the winters again to change the products, you should definitely make it a point to visit your doctor and get your products recommended again during winters. And many of my patients are well trained in it. They definitely come back to me,
Yeah.
doctor, okay, now the winters have approached, please change the products. Even if I try to teach my patients everything so that they're not dependent on me, and
Correct.
yeah, they can manage themselves well.
Right. So, what would be your special advice, to people for their skincare during winters? Like, that is my last question to you. Like, a
Okay,
special
I know it doesn't matter. You can
uh,
ask more.
but
I would be very happy to answer, but yes, people would not like to stay with us for long because
no,
it's a Sunday.
I have run out of questions to ask you.
All right,
Get
fine.
knowledge of
So you want me to give a
a special
skincare advice?
to our viewers, what they should be, following during their winter skincare.
Okay. See, moisturizers we've already talked about quite a bit.
Right.
My advice to them is that they should be covering themselves with soft clothes.
Okay.
Uh, your like your headgears, whatever you're wearing on your face, even if you're sleeping, not to put harsh blankets on your face, not to keep your dryer, this heaters and blowers very near to your
Okay.
face and your body, and while they are moving out, even if they are going out in their, most of them, like teenagers, they are moving on their two-wheelers, they are not wearing gloves and not wearing their caps, and that really ruins the skin of their hands and even ears and even neck. So they should be fully protected. So moisturizer is an additional thing, but protection is the most important thing. Before the winters begin, they should start protecting themselves from all these. Moisturizers will definitely help them, but once the barrier has gone, if they are not taking proper precautions, it is very, very difficult to repair them. And once the things are repaired, it apparently looks to be repaired. They used a moisturizer and they feel, okay, fine, I've used it for 15 days. Now I'm pretty good to go. But that doesn't work. It's only the visible changes which you can see, but internally you need to be consistent. You need to use them regularly and for throughout winters. It's not that once done is over. You have to use them quite regularly. Yeah. So one word, consistency is the key. So that is the only thing. I always feel consistency is the key. If you are doing certain things for a few days and then not following them for your long term, then things would not be those effective. I feel the same for everything actually. May it be exercise, may it be your study. If you are not consistent, things are not going to work.
Right, makes sense. What you said absolutely makes sense. So before we end, we'll address some of the questions that viewers have. Like I think we have few that I was reading while even speaking to you, or question moisturizers. So let me just quickly go through this. Okay. So there's this one question which says, what is the difference between OTC and pharma moisturizers? Wow.
Yeah. This is a very nice question someone has asked. See, OTC brands these days, one of my friends gifted me an OTC brand. She brought it from Canada.
Okay.
And I was just looking into the contents of that brand. And they were all humectants, occlusives, which we were discussing.
Right.
All kind of hyaluronic acid and panthenol, everything. That's okay. I used it. The texture and everything felt so good. The fragrance was so good. But when it comes to pharma company brands, they take this into consideration that it should have all the necessary things which do not give allergies to the patients. Like any moisturizer can give an allergy. Whichever you buy an OTC brand, it might give an allergy because they are highly fragrant.
Yeah.
They will be, the pharma company brands will be paraben free. It will be no fragrance, so non-comedogenic. They will do all the testing before they bring it into the market. And moreover, the composition of all the ingredients, it's not that I write everything. Okay, that supposing I have given you a platter and put all the stuff in it, whatever I had in my kitchen. I put paneer also, I put cabbage, I put carrot, and everything I'm putting. But it's not giving me the right taste which I wanted.
Correct.
It's not giving me the right efficacy. If the efficacy of the product is not of that standard, doesn't meet those pharma company standards, then it might not give you the right kind of result which you might get from the pharma product. Because whenever a pharma company brings a product, they have to undergo through a lot of R&D and a lot of these things so that you can write it safely to a human.
Yeah.
If they are mentioning that there is a niacinamide 10% in it, if they are mentioning there is a 2.1% hyaluronic is in it, so that means it is there. Otherwise, they cannot bring it to the doctor.
Correct.
So we rely that whatever is mentioned on this has gone through a chain of testings and all, and then we are ready to prescribe it to our patients. So that way we have a blind trust actually. But it's not that these OTC brands are not good ones. If someone is not allergic, someone is not having any kind of any problems, no skin itching, no redness, they can easily buy and do whatever they wish to. So if someone has a problem, then I think they should consult someone and then get the right kind of moisturizer.
I think we might have one more question. I'm just going up. Okay. So there's this question which says, how many times we should apply moisturizers in a day?
You asked this earlier also. I said any number of times. That's good for you. Supposing we are using it, I supposing applied a moisturizer, and after I'm washing my hands so frequently, the oil and everything and the moisture is going to get ripped off. I need to moisturize it every time I wash my hands. So it's not a number of times. Will all depend. If you're not washing your hands, maybe if you wash 3 times in a day, and after every wash, you need to moisturize, at least in the cold weather.
We have one more question which says, if
someone is saying talk in Punjabi. Okay, last question you ask me. If you understand Punjabi, I can address.
I don't understand Punjabi, but yes, if the viewers want you, so you can.
No, I will answer only
one last question.
No, you can ask me as many, but one question I will answer in Punjabi.
Okay. So if the question says, okay, if the skin becomes so dry by fungus, so which is the right moisturizer should be applied on the affected area? Basically,
this is a fungal infection question. देखिए फंगस जो है उसमें पंजाबी फंगस जो ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੰਗਸ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਕਿਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੈਰੀਅਰ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਕਿਨ ਦੀ ਉੱਪਰਲੀ ਪਰਤ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਐਂਟੀ ਫੰਗਲ ਕਰੀਮ ਲਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਕਰੇਗੀ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਮੋਇਸਚਰਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਲਗਾਇਆ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਉੱਪਰਲੀ ਪਰਤ ਨੂੰ ਜਦ ਠੀਕ ਕਰ ਦੇਗਾ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਐਂਟੀ ਫੰਗਲ ਕਰੀਮ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਮੋਇਸਚਰਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਕੋਨਟ ਆਇਲ ਵੀ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕੋਕੋਨਟ ਆਇਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮੋਇਸਚਰਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਅਗਰ ਬਾਡੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਰਟਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਗਾਇਆ ਜਾਏ ਫੇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਕੋਨਟ ਆਇਲ ਰਿਕਮੈਂਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫੰਗਸ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਮੋਇਸਚਰਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਲਗਾਓ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਕੋਨਟ ਆਇਲ ਦਾ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾਰੀਅਲ ਦੇ ਤੇਲ ਦਾ ਨਾਓ ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਆਨਸਰ ਦਿਸ ਇਨ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਆਲਸੋ I don't know because maybe this guy who asked, maybe someone who asked
Punjabi. I'm just saying that you speak really well Punjabi.
All right.
And I understand this, and I did understand this.
You did not understand what I said?
No, I said I understood what you said, and you speak really Punjabi.
All right, thank you. So that if that guy still wants me to answer this in English, I can do it.
Okay.
The fungus one.
The fungus one. Okay, so that question was thoda above because some people are putting it on the comment here also, now apart from the question box that's given. So, but if you want to go ahead and give an explanation in English, please go ahead.
Fine. All right.
Fine. I'll just.
So, if you have a fungus on your body areas, a thick moisturizer would be quite good. Even a coconut oil would do the purpose. You apply a layer of coconut oil, and just after 5 minutes, you can apply your antifungal cream. That will be of great help. But if you don't want to use a coconut oil because of the stickiness part, you can look for some thick moisturizers which have some kind of shea butter, almond oil, some amino acids, and even some ceramides in it, which repairs your skin, which has gone for a toss because of the fungus.
Okay. So I think, Dr. Komal, this was a very interactive session, and we have covered a lot of questions about moisturizer, important ones that we all should be aware. So just wanted to inform our viewers that Dr. Komal practices at Komal Skin and Cosmetology Clinic, Green Avenue, Amritsar, and she's always available to answer all your questions or regarding all your skin concerns. Please do visit her and get your consultation from the best.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Mahee.
Thank you, Mahee. Giving such amazing information about skin that all of us needed, especially during winters where, skin does act up a bit. And thank you for your time. And once again, wishing you a very happy Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And yeah. Bye, Dr. Komal. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you. Bye bye.